Hey traders, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be breaking down the two trades I took on Amazon on 7th of September 2021. That was a Tuesday after the Labor Day long weekend. In total, I made $4,000 on these two trades within the first 90 minutes of market open. For the sake of learning and educational purposes, I will start with the blank chart of Amazon. I will mark the levels I was looking at for the day. Then I will show you guys my trade recap, my entries and exits, and finally I will show you the P&L for the day. I would highly recommend to watch this video from start to end because sometimes when I am looking at a trade recap, I just skip the technicals part and only watch the trade recording. But in this video, understanding the technicals and the levels I was looking at is very, very important to understand the trade recap and the reasoning behind those trades. Here's a blank weekly chart of Amazon. When I am marking my levels, I follow a top-down approach. What I mean by top-down is that I start with the weekly chart, then I come down to the daily chart, then I come down to the 1 hour chart, and then finally I mark my levels on the 15 minutes chart. It's always good to look at the bigger picture on the higher time frames, the levels we are looking at, and then go down as you go along with marking your levels. Here's a weekly chart of Amazon. I'm not concerned about levels down here or up here because at this point of time, Amazon is around 3,500 levels. So I'm just concerned about the levels in between this range. The first level we have is the psychological level, which is the 3,500 level. And if you guys have traded Amazon, you guys know that these 3,500 critical whole dollar level act as a very strong support and resistance on Amazon. I will mark the $3,500 level, which is approximately around here, right? Now, if we go down a bit further, the next level we have is the high of this week, the low of this week, and the high of this week is approximately at the same price. If I mark a level here, it's coinciding with the high of this week, the low of this week, and the high of this week. And this level is 35.25 level. You guys need to know these levels are never precise to the penny. If I'm looking at a level on such an expensive stock that is worth $3,000, I will give it a range of $10. If I'm looking at a level that is 35.25, I will keep the $10 zone in my mind. That is the level from 35.20 to 35.30 on Amazon. The next level on Amazon is pretty easy to find. That is the high of this week, which was the previous all-time high on Amazon around 35.50 level. In July, it broke out of that all-time high, had a crazy push towards the upside, but it dropped after earnings. So we have to keep in mind this 35.50 level. Let's go down to the daily chart now. I don't think so we are going to find much on the daily chart because we have marked our levels already. The only level I'm concerned about on the daily chart is this gap fill. You guys know after earnings, Amazon had a push down, it gapped down, and there was a huge gap to fill towards the upside, this gap, and Amazon has been trying to fill this gap on the 1-day chart. It's good to look at the pattern on the 1-day chart as well. It had a clean push towards the upside. On this day, I took the trade, so ignored this day. But prior to this day, it's been making a bull flag on the 1-day chart. And we still have a gap to fill towards the upside. The low of this day is around 35.80, so we still have a gap from 35.20 to 35.80 to fill on Amazon. So after giving us a good consolidation, a bull flag on the 1-day chart, we might see a push towards the upside, and that was my reasoning to watch Amazon on this day. Following the same pattern, let's now go to the 1-hour chart. We broke down the weekly, daily, and now let's look at the 1-hour chart. On 1-hour chart, Amazon had a level that is 34.90 because it gapped up from 31st of August to 1st of September. The low was around 34.90 on that day. It broke out of that day, the low of the day, it made a new low of the day, but this is a level to be concerned about because it gapped up on that day. Another level to be concerned about is this level because that was around the high of this day, 31st of August, and it found support at this level as well, which is around 34.75 level. Let's now go to the 15 minutes chart and look what Amazon has been doing. So on the 15 minutes chart, this zone on Amazon is a bit choppy. If I mark this zone from 35.10 to around 34.90. You guys can see Amazon has a lot of wicks. It has a wick here, it has wicks here. So it found some support, it found some resistance, it found some support. Once it broke out of that support area, that is 34.90, it had a clean push towards the downside with increase in volume. So for me to take a trade for the break of 3,500, I will keep this 34.90 level in mind because it's been acting as a really good support on the 15 minutes chart and the 1 hour chart. Before we jump on to the trade recording, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, post a comment down below, subscribe to my channel, increase the engagement of this channel for the YouTube algorithm because we are just starting out, and you guys engaging with the content helps out the channel to reach a wider audience and help a lot of day traders out there. This is the recording of my first trade on Amazon. You guys remember this 34.90 level we just discussed about. I want to take the break of $3,500 level. I want to enter on the pullback on Amazon. I have changed my mindset on Amazon. In 2020, I used to take the break of high of the day. So I would have entered at the break of 3,500. But in 2021, Amazon is not moving a lot intraday. In 2020, Amazon used to move like $100, $200 every single day for like straight 5-6 days. In 2021, Amazon is not moving a lot intraday, and the premiums, if you're trading options, drop a lot in value on the pullbacks. I have changed my strategy on Amazon. Only if I'm trading Amazon, Google or Shop, I like to enter on the pullbacks with a really tight stop loss, and then I can take my profits at the high of the day because most of the times after breaking high of the day, Amazon has a tendency to pull back. Let's play this recording now. For the confirmation, I saw this 34.90 level is holding on the 1 minute chart. It found support on this level as well. You can see that on the 1 minute chart it found support. On the next test of that level, 34.90 level, I knew that we also have VWAP, which is a very strong support intraday underneath us. I got filled 5 contracts. I'm trading 3,500 calls, same week expiry, and my fill price was 25.38 on those 5 contracts. As I entered, my stop loss was the break of 34.90 or 34.89 towards the downside because that will be the fail of that level and it will come down under VWAP. So I won't hold through that pullback, that drop on Amazon. You guys can see as soon as I entered, Amazon had a nice push towards the upside. Now my plan is to see what happens at the break of high of the day because high of the day is around 34.99.64. If that breaks, we have a 3,500 critical level on top of us. If that breaks, we might see a rally towards the upside and I will take my profits if I see any rejection after the break of high of the day. Here are my exits on Amazon. I will show you guys a screenshot of my exit because this recording will be 15 minutes long. I held this trade for like 15-20 minutes. That's why you guys will get bored if I play the whole recording. At the break of high of the day and around 35.05, I took 2 of my contracts out at a premium price of 30.39. This dotted line on the 1 minute chart is the 2 days ago high. It's automatically marked by my platform. It's around 35.10 whole dollar level as well. Around that level, I took another contract out at a fill price of 32.65. I held 2 of my contracts because I got a really good fill price on Amazon and I was expecting 35.20 or 35.30 to break because if you guys don't remember again, this 35.20 to 35.30 zone is a very critical zone on Amazon. And I thought that if it breaks 35.20, we might see a push towards the upside. But at the break of 3,500 towards the downside, it found a low of around 34.97 towards the downside. That's why I got out the remaining 2 contracts at a fill price of 27.00. Overall, making $2,000 on this trade. That was a return of 17% of my investment. This is my second trade on Amazon, and this was just a minute after my exit on the last trade. On the last trade, I exited right around this candle when it broke 3,500 towards the downside. But when I exited, I saw that there is not a lot of red on the time and sales. People are buying the dip on Amazon. So my plan was that if it breaks 3,500 again towards the upside, I will take 5 more contracts. This time I'm going 35.10 calls instead of 3,500 calls. My last trade was on 3,500 calls. On this trade, I got filled at the price of 25.10. Again, 5 contracts trading 35.10 calls. For this trade, my stop loss is really tight. If it makes a new 1 minute low, I will exit this trade. I will accept the loss. I was already up on this day. I accepted that I might lose $500 to $700 on this trade, but this looks like a really good opportunity for the break of high of the day. Here are my exits on the second trade of Amazon. I entered 5 contracts. The fill price was 25.10 at the break of high of the day. As I mentioned that I wanted to catch the break of high of the day. This is what Amazon does. It breaks out of the high of the day, then pulls back. This was according to my plan. At the break, I took 2 contracts out at a fill price of 28.45. It made a quick flag pattern on the 1 minute, held the 9 EMA. On the next push up, I took another contract out at a price of 30.75. On the pullback, it held that level that it was holding previously. That was the previous high of the day. On the next push up around 35.20, because I knew 35.20 is a very critical level on Amazon, I took another contract out at a fill price of 32.21. After exiting 4 of my contracts, I was only left with one last contract. On that one last contract, I accepted that if Amazon breaks 35.20 towards the upside, that contract will pay me a lot. But if it comes down to my entry point, my entry was at 25.10, I will get out at break even. That's what I usually do. If I take profits on a position, I will get out at break even if the premiums come back to my entry point, and that's exactly what I did. After around 10 minutes at 11:14 a.m., the premiums came back to my entry point. That's why I exited this position completely, overall making again approximately $2,000 on this trade, which was a return of 16% of my investment. Here is the PNL for the day for you guys. In total, I made $4,400 for the day. You guys can see my last exit on Amazon was almost at break even. My fill price was at 25.10. I covered my last contract at 25.52. I took a few other trades on Tesla, mRNA and Dash. Tesla was a nice trade right off the open. I exited this trade prematurely, but if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know I like to be really quick off the open. I want the trade to work in my favor for me to hold on to my winner. If it doesn't, I exit that position. On Tesla, right at the open, it was a good trade, but the market internals like SPY and QQQ were dropping. Tesla was pushing up, but SPY and QQQ were dropping. So just to be on the safe side, I exited that trade almost break even. But if I would have held that trade, that would have been a really good winner. Another $2,000-$3,000 easy for me to add to the PNL. But I stuck to my rules and I'm happy about it. I did not chase Tesla after that move and I moved on to Amazon. That's it, guys. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. The link will be in the description box below. I post a lot of good day trading content, including my PNL on Instagram as well. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.